All right, guys, this is your practice test video to help you review for your test tomorrow. Like I told you in class yesterday, you can skip around this as much as you need to, just and watch it as much as you need to get as much help as you need to. And I'll be at school early Friday morning and during lunch, whatever else to give you any more help that you need. So, number one on here says evaluate the 6 trig functions based on this triangle of angle theta. Okay, so what you need before you can do any of that, obviously, is you need to figure out what the third side is. This side right here, we've got to figure that one out. So I'm going to do a squared plus 15 squared. By the way, 15 squared is 225 equals 17 squared, which is 289. If I move that 225 over, it becomes 64. So take the square root, a is 8. So that side over there is 8. Okay, and here's my angle theta. Sine, remember this is so TOA. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, which is 15 seventeenths. I'll go ahead and skip over. Cosecant's reciprocal of that, that's 17 fifteenths. The cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 8 seventeenths, which means secant is 17 eighths. You want to do yours tomorrow like that, that's a pretty good little strategy. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, which is 15 eighths, which means cotangent is reciprocal of that, which is 8 fifteenths. All you got to do in number one. Number two, solve the triangle. Please watch this one carefully. They gave you 2 pieces of information in here. They're giving you angle A and telling you it's 71 degrees. So that right there is 71 degrees. They're also telling you side C, which is the hypotenuse, is 20. And you got to find everything that's listed down here on the bottom. One thing I know for sure is angle C is 90 degrees because it's got the box there. Angle B is whatever's left. If you take your calculator and do 180 minus 71 minus the 90, and figure out what's left, which should be 19 degrees. That's your angle B. So it's all your angles. And then it's just using what you know, using what you got. I know angle A, I know the hypotenuse. If I'm looking at side A is opposite. So I'm thinking opposite over hypotenuse, which is sine. So I'm going to say sine 71 degrees equals opposite, which is A, over hypotenuse. And because I wrote it like that, and the opposite of division is multiplication, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 20. On your calculator, though, guys, make sure, hit your mode button and make sure your calculator is in degree mode. It's the 4th line down, make sure it says degrees. So I'm doing 20 times sine 71 and hit enter. I'm getting 18.9. Let's go like 1 decimal point there. So side A is 18.9. Get the decimal point, there it is. Side B is adjacent to 71, and because it's adjacent, I'm going to do cosine. Cosine is adjacent, which is B, over hypotenuse, which is 20. Multiply both sides by 20 again, so this time do 20 times cosine 71. Make sure I would do it in that order if I were you, 20 first. And I get 6.5, and that's it. Okay, so that's probably the one we spent the least amount of time on this week, but so you better watch that one again, but make sure you're good there. It's just so katoa. All right, number 3, that theta be an acute angle, right triangle. Find the measure of the 5. It's giving you sine is 7/25. Now, in this one, what you need to do, draw your own triangle. Okay, it's telling you that sine is 7/25. So I'm going to come up here, draw my right triangle, and put theta right there. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, which is 7/25. So you've got to know where to put your numbers, right? It's opposite over hypotenuse. So let's do Pythagorean theorem to find the other side. I'll do a squared again, plus 7 squared, which is 49, equals 25 squared, which is 625. Move the 49 over, you get 576. Take the square root, you get 24. So that other side, this bottom side down here, 24. And here we go again. Same thing I did a minute ago, different picture. So first thing it says is cosine. Cosine is adjacent, which is 24, over hypotenuse, which means secant is the reciprocal of that. 20. Make sure you know which one's the reciprocals of which one. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, 7/24, which means cotangent is 24 seconds. Now, I probably should have done cosecant first because this reciprocal of sine, which is in the problem, so it's just 25 over 7. All there is to that one. All right, number 4 says coterminal, one positive and one negative. Remember, how we do this is we're going to add, on the degree one, we're going to add 360, we're going to subtract 360 degrees from 130 to get our answer. So if I do 130 plus 360, I'm getting 490, so that's one answer. And if I do 130 minus 360, I get negative 230 for my negative answer. All right, now when you get to B over here, You do it the same way, except instead of 360, we're in radians, so you're going to add 2 pi and subtract 2 pi. So I'm going to go, I'm going to make that a little bit larger. I'm going to have 5 pi over 3 plus 2 pi. Remember how we did this? We go like this. We go 2, forget the pi's a second. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. So that's 11 pi over 3. That's the positive answer. Then I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to subtract the 2 pi, and it's going to give me 2 times 3, which is 6. Sorry, negative 2 times 3, which is negative 6, plus 5. Negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. Negative 1 pi over 3. So there's my 2 answers for coterminal. All right, next 2, convert to radians and then convert to degrees. Remember how we convert to radians? All we do is we divide by 180 and put the pi with it. So that sounds just the brown way. It's a little shorter than doing the whole long thing you're supposed to do. So 225 divided by 180. Reduce that. That would be 5/4 when you reduce that. And you guys, you can use your calculator. If you just punch in 225 divided by 180, hit math frac, it will like reduce it for you. Always put your pi in your numerator. So 5 pi over 4. That's all you do there. On the next one, remember to change it to degrees, pi is 180. So all you do is you put 180 degrees in where the pi was, and then I'm just going to work that out, punch it in my calculator, and I'm getting like 210 degrees. All right, hopefully that's okay. Those 4, 5, and 6, you need to make sure you got those. Those aren't gimmies, but they're not too bad. All right, number 7. They're giving you a point. 6 and 8 is on the terminal side. Evaluate the 6 trig functions. Okay, this is what we did yesterday. You got to find r. You have to know r to do these. So remember, r squared is really x squared, which is 36, plus y squared, which is 64. And I got those 2 numbers from that point because it says 6, 8. So I squared the x, squared the y. 36 plus 64 is 100. Take the square root, that's 10. So there's your r. Now, when you come down here to put your answers down here, don't forget what the stuff we talked about yesterday. Sine is y. Sine is y over r, which should be 8/10. You need to reduce that to 4/5, which means your cosecant is 5/4. Cosine is x over r, 6/10. Reduce it. That's 3/5, which means secant's 5/3. Tangent, you don't even need r. Tangent's y over x, which is 8/6, which reduces down to 4/3. If you flip it over here, it's 3/4. All you got to do. All right, number 8. Find the reference angle for 250. Basically asking you how far away from the x-axis is 250. So I'm going to draw 250 right here. That's 90 degrees. I keep doing that. That's 180 degrees. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, that's 180 degrees. That's 270. So if I go to 250, 250 is close to 270. So that's what 250 looks like. So you got to ask yourself, how far away is 250 from the x-axis? How far is it away from 180? Well, it's 70 away, so your answer is 70 degrees. That's all you got to do. Now, I'm going to give you a shortcut. I whispered this on yesterday's video, and I told it to you in class, but when you're doing a reference angle for radians, this one says 7 pi over 4. Okay, if we're going to do a reference angle for 7 pi over 4, you just drop the top number. So I'm going to put pi over 4. That works every time for us. That's how far away it is. Okay, let's just keep going. Not too bad. All right, number 10, evaluate without using a calculator. This is where you need to use your unit circle paper I gave you. Let's find 150 on there. Remember, sine is the y coordinate. And if I'm looking at my paper and I'm finding 150 and I look at the sine, it's saying that it is 1/2. So that's all I need to do there. Number 11, let's do the same thing. Find 240 degrees on your paper, on your unit circle. We're looking for cosine. So cosine is the x coordinate. The x coordinate at 240 degrees is -1/2. So there you go. 1/2 and -1/2. And that's the trig part of the test. All right, number 11 says solve that equation. It's a proportion. The way we solve proportions is we cross multiply. 4x times x is x squared. Multiply that way. That's 56. Divide both sides by 4. 56 divided by 4 is 14. Because it's x squared, you got to take the square root. When you take the square root, don't forget you need to put your plus or minus in the front. You get 14. You cannot simplify 14. Don't break that down like 7 and 2 because 7 and 2 don't have a square root. So you're just fine. You're just stop right there. Okay, square root of 14. That is absolutely fine. And the last one, find the sum. Okay, because it says sigma. Just plug the numbers in. Plug the 1 in the bottom end to get your first number. If I plug in 1 right there, 4 times 1 is 4, minus 1 is 3. Plug in 2. If I plug in 2, 4 times 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7. Plug in 3. 4 times 3 is 12, minus 1 is 11. I see the pattern here. Plug in 4. 4 times 4 is 16, minus 1 is 15. And lastly, when you get to the top, you stop. 4 times 5 is 20, minus 1 is 19. Then you just add them up. Let's see, 3 plus 7 is 10. That'd be 21, 36, 55. There it is, 55. All right, guys, that's your test, or practice test anyway. Please watch this a couple times. Make sure you feel great about your practice test. You only have, gosh, you only really have about 3 tests left, 3 or 4, right at 3 or 4. So finish strong. You got this. I'll see you tomorrow.